This recipe is very simple, which I really like because I usually only have 45 minutes to cook all of my Dutch oven recipes for my outdoor education class. So the first thing that you're gonna add is apple pie filling. I'm gonna add 2 cans. I'm gonna add an entire box of yellow cake mix. I'm gonna add 8 tablespoons of butter. And then at the end, I'm going to add some ground cinnamon to taste. As I just said, this is a really simple recipe, which I really recommend if you're in the school setting. I've already added a can of the apple pie filling. The next thing I'm gonna add is another can of this apple pie filling. And what I like about this recipe is there's really only a few ingredients and it doesn't take long to cook. While I'm at school, I also have some vanilla ice cream that I keep in the freezer and I'll have kids going back and forth getting. And what I usually do is the class period before, we'll pour all the ingredients in for the students, and then I'll put it on the ovens and let them cook. So that way when the next class period comes, they get to eat, and then they get to food prep for the next class. And then usually my last class after they eat, they clean up for me. So that way all of my Dutch oven cooking recipes and everything that we do with outdoor ed is all student centered. The kids get to have a lot of hands-on experience and they get to eat, taste a lot of food. So I just added 2 cans of the apple pie filling, a box of this yellow cake mix, and now I'm gonna add ground cinnamon to taste. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is add in the butter. So if I was at school, I would have had kids do all this for me, and then I would put it on the Dutch oven, and then it would cook, and it would be ready by the time the next class period got there. So we're about to take this outside to the Dutch ovens and watch it cook. So stay tuned. So right now we're making the Dutch oven apple cobbler, and it's going in on this one, but we're gonna check this one. So I just had the briquettes put on the Dutch ovens. Now, when doing this, you want about 2/3 of the briquettes or coals, whatever you wanna call them, underneath the Dutch oven and 1/3 on top. A lot of the recipes calls for a certain amount of coals on top and underneath, but to simplify things for my outdoor ed class, I usually get a whole chimney full of briquettes, and then once they burn all the way through, they're nice and hot and they're this color, I'll put 2/3 underneath, 1/3 on top. Now all the recipes I use, I try not to use any raw food items, just to make it simpler for myself. But about every 10 minutes, I'll check on the apple cobbler. So right now I'm going to use the lid lifter, and instead of putting it down underneath, I'm just gonna check on top, and as you can see right now, the Dutch oven is doing its job. And I know you can't smell it, but I can, and this smells amazing. I can't wait to have this tonight for dessert. So the cobbler's been on for a while, so next thing that we have to do is check and see if it's done. So let's have a look. I don't know about y'all, but I would say that that cobbler looks pretty good to eat right about now. So we're gonna take it inside and try it out. Now that I've plated the apple cobbler, all there's left to do is eat it. Before I do that, I wanna thank Lodge Cast Iron for making great products, and I also wanna thank the Outdoors Tomorrow Foundation for training me and teaching me everything I know about Dutch oven cooking.